Hello and welcome to the Random Pinoy Geek podcast, the show where we geek out to 3 random topics until the timer runs out. I'm your random host, Elvin, and with me are...
And Sushi.
We're friends and geeks who grew up in the Philippines, and in each episode we hang out and talk about things that are near and dear to all our little geeky hearts. Before we start, if you'd like to support the show and our content creator ready to take the next step in your journey, check out episodify.com. They'll help produce and edit any content you're creating, whether it's audio or video, short form or long form. They do it all. That's episodify.com. Now, onto the episode. I've recently gotten a whole slew of things on my feed, and they're all related to a very important song called Test Flight. Have you guys heard of this song?
Song?
Well, it's not song. It's more of like instrumental.
By...
It's from
Tchaikovsky.
it's from a movie.
Passenger 52. No?
It's a trilogy of movies.
Flight of the Navigator.
About a young boy and his unlikely friendship, who they were able to overcome their own respective handicaps to become leaders in their community.
What?
I'm talking about How to Train Your Dragon.
But I don't know the song.
The song,
Is it the
name of the song is Test Drive. It's the song that plays
Test Flight? Test
Flight. Song that plays when they first fly. And I didn't realize through the video I found out that
Is it by Imagine Dragons?
no, it's not. But it's 2 parts. The first part is Hiccup song, which is like this twinkling, tinkling sound.
Twinkle.
Yes, and then there's the other part, which is like a more
Wild and free.
Song, which is like Toothless's song, and then combined together, that's where the part, tan tan ta tan, like that song.
Is it a John Williams esque?
No, it's not John Williams, but it's just esque, I guess. It's very well made, and I was like watching it and come up on multiple times, and then I watched this video that analyzed how the way that the song plays was in the entire movie, and just realized just how much depth there was in this little movie based on a book that was a big part of a lot of kids' lives. Like
The book?
Not the book, but the movie. The movie, yeah. It started out with a book. It's like,
but I don't think the book was big, because I never heard of the book until
the book was like, it's known in like small circles for like people that read like
books,
but
like the whole premise of How to Train Your Dragon, if I knew about that book, that would be something that I would be interested in.
Horrendous
if
Hiccup.
I were interested in books.
Yeah, because like a Viking named Hiccup was like one of the things that I remember from
Was
that book.
he always a Viking named Hiccup?
It's always a Viking named Hiccup. Horrendous Hiccup? I can't remember. I think it's
Did he always had a Jewish New Yorker accent?
No, that's all Jay Baruchel's like contribution to the character. Do you guys have any sort of memories or experiences with the How to Train Your Dragon series?
The series?
There is
do you know there's also a series?
Yes, like multiple series that sort of I think they fill in the gaps between each movie. I think that's what they're doing.
So. My dog has a costume, a toothless costume. That's it.
That's your experience with How to Train Your Dragon.
That's off the top of my head. That's the interesting thing I could say about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I really don't want to. The part where.
Oh, is it sad for you?
It's a sad scene. But I guess I'll just mention where Hiccup meets both his parents. I mean, he has both his parents again.
Did he meet the mom and then they brought her home to the dad, or something like that, right?
Him and dad were there all the time, and then but his mom disappeared, and so the dad was raising him alone. And then in the second, is it the second? Yeah,
Hiccup found his mom. He brought his dad over to the hideout. Yeah.
Hidden island thing
of dragons.
Something of dragons.
And that's where the meme comes from.
So what meme?
As beautiful as the day I lost you. Gerard Butler just using every fiber of his acting, which is really not that much, but he's using
What do
every
you mean,
fiber.
what do you mean not that much?
It was all used up in 300.
Spartans!
In
Yeah,
that
exactly.
time.
It was all
Oh,
used
he used it up in 300.
And yes, it's a resource that had to regenerate over time.
Like, Gerald Butler was a great actor, but he used up all his
his
skills.
extra 300. Yeah, and he was unfortunately hampered by what's the name of that movie? The one with Christine Heigl.
Yeah, I know the movie.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
The one with the remote control stuff.
The one where
Yep.
she was a reporter.
Yeah, that one.
There was also one with Jennifer Aniston.
And didn't he also play the Phantom in the Phantom of the Opera?
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, he's the Phantom. If I remember
Wait, a
correctly.
movie?
Yeah,
The actual movie?
isn't Gerard
Wait.
Butler? Gerard
Year
Butler was the
what?
Phantom.
Let me see.
The one Gerard Butler is the
Butler,
Phantom of the Opera, wasn't
Phantom.
he?
I
Am
don't
I
think so.
imagining?
No, the thing is, we didn't
He
know him
was.
back then.
Yes.
He was.
Yes.
With Emily
Christine.
Rossum?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Emily Rossum. Yeah. Nighttime.
Oh, wow, that is him.
Sharpens, heightens each
gosh.
sensation.
It doesn't, to be fair, it doesn't look like him.
Of course, he has a mask.
No, even without the mask.
yeah.
No, like, even if you look at half his face, no.
Yeah, and then you can just
Because
see
it
him.
doesn't have facial hair, that's it.
Yeah, the music of Sparta.
Also, you just look at Emmy Rossum.
Of course,
Right.
of course.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Oh, he was the Phantom.
He was the Phantom of the Opera, and he's also.
So he had more
two-
chops there, and then just 300 just
Yes,
drained it.
drained him. He was drained. 300 is like a draining experience. Fighting all of those Persians. I was gonna say
Sorry.
Philistines, but no,
Oh,
that's not the wrong race. And then you're left with Hiccup's dad. But yeah,
I mean, to be fair, that range is a pretty good range.
yeah. And then the third movie, I can't really remember anything except that it's like there was a guy and Toothless marrying a white dragon.
White
Mm.
version of himself.
Yeah, like a white colored dragon. Lady dragon, I
Mhm.
guess. But
So the one with Katherine Heigl is is the ugly truth.
the ugly truth, yeah.
And then
that's
the one where he was a bounty hunter is the bounty hunter.
the bounty hunter.
That's the one with Jennifer Aniston.
If it wasn't How to Train Your Dragon, what was that movie or like of your childhood? That sort of what it.
Wait,
what's
why are you
part-
pretending that?
It's not mine. I'm just saying that it's not mine. I'm saying that a lot of kids are like
Okay.
really strong. I'm like, lots of millennials. Like my brother, who's a millennial, is like,
Wait, if you're a millennial, isn't How to Train Your Dragon? You're in
like
college.
younger millennial, I guess.
Oh yeah, because I'm elder millennial. Okay, yeah.
Like, me growing up, I
Mm.
guess like Star Wars was like a big thing.
Cartoon
Star Wars
is
and
cheating. Well, are we
It's
going
like
with
a cartoon.
cartoon? Because yeah, Star
sure.
Wars
Let's
is
stick with cartoon. Sure. I'm trying to think like which
and
one
G.I.
is
Joe.
Transformers was like a big thing.
The only reason why G.I. Joe is a bigger thing for me than Transformers is because they showed G.I. Joe every day. Every weekday at 6 a.m. or 6:30? 6:30 a.m.
I used to watch like Transformers a lot, Channel 13.
But it wasn't every day.
Once a week.
Yeah. So like G.I. Joe is just you wake up, it's G.I. Joe. So because what was there before in Star movies was the 6 a.m. slot rotated between a bunch like Fantastic Four, blah blah blah. Like every time they finish a set, they would change. But the 6:30 to 7 a.m. slot was always G.I. Joe.
Was that before you prepared for school?
Yeah, because my school is like I literally cross the road.
I see.
So by the time G.I. Joe, it's like by the time G.I. Joe rolls the credits, that's when I cross the road for my 7 a.m. flag ceremony. Which I am the drum roll guy, so they have to wait for me.
Oh,
So I'm never late. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I'm never late because like credits
just
roll like
across the street.
6:55,
Mhm.
and I have 5 minutes to cross
Yeah,
the
to
street.
cross the
So yeah, I mean,
So like the G.I. Joe movie was a big thing for you growing up.
yeah. Also, the GI Joe movie they actually split up into. So like the GI Joe movie was
Like a special.
2 hours, so they split that up into 6 episodes, which they also showed in the series. Yeah.
And they even had like a preview of that because like I remember there was like an episode where Dr. Mindbender would steal the DNA of all of history's greatest
Serpentor.
to make Serpentor.
Yeah, that's my history lesson on who people are. Who Alexander the Great, Rasputin, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big one, I guess. Yep. Pokemon. I was older, but
yeah, every time you see Pokemon, the only thing I can think about is M2M.
M2M.
Like the porn?
Don't say you love me. You don't even know me. Swedish, I think. They're Swedish.
I think Tattoo is Swedish.
No, I think Tattoo is Russian. I believe Tattoo is like I'm pretty sure Tattoo is Russian.
No, I think Tattoo is lesbian.
Among other things. I think that.
No, but yeah, Tattoo is the lesbian.
No, I think
they kind of sell sex couple.
Yeah, I don't think they're lesbian. I think they're just trying. They're just.
Oh, do you think it's an act?
Kinda, but back in the day, maybe now they are, but back in the day, they kind of like
they started off straight, but then I might as well.
They discovered.
no, they did it for like to get M2M is like the much more talented version.
This was the time where M2M, Michelle Branch, etc. were, I think,
like a bunch of ex Disney or kinda like Disney
like.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have Haley, Hilary Duff as well was at that time. Did Amanda Bynes have a singing career? No, she just did that acting.
I don't think so.
But yeah, so how about you, Sushi? What was your like a movie of that time?
Well, aside from The Hobbit, which isn't really my era, it's from the Well, have you guys seen Fern Gully?
Of course.
Oh, UJR?
It's where James Cameron ripped off Avatar.
Grime.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah, the Tim
because
Curry.
Of the songs.
Tim Curry
it's like James Cameron ripped off Fern Gully for Avatar. It's the exact same story.
Except they didn't have text. What's his name?
I didn't realize that.
Toxis.
Yeah, because they were a race.
I can't remember the name
aliens.
of the...
And then there was a love story between the guy which had
the shrunk.
Fern Gully with blue people. Yes.
Yeah, I love Fern Gully and I love the songs there. And the most memorable part for me is Robin Williams' rap when he was a bat who escaped from a lab, right?
I actually don't remember
the name is Batty. The logic is erratic. Potato in a jacket. Toys in the attic. That's the lyrics. I rock and I ramble. My brain is scrambled.
You just memorized the lyrics.
Nah, I googled it.
Okay.
But I remember the melody, right?
I only watched it at most 3 times. So because whenever we rent movies, I watch it at least twice. Because like that way, it's just 10 pesos instead of 20. But but yeah. So I think I watched it like twice or thrice, but like nothing more than that. Like I watched it twice, and then it aired on TV, and then, that's it. So I know about it. I know the story, but I don't like memorize lines. And I don't even remember the music anymore.
Oh, I remember all the songs there, and Elvin mentioned Toxic Love. I love. Yeah. I really like, and even the animation sequence there where they
really good.
It's actually kind of sexy.
It's actually I'm a little surprised that someone who knows Fern Gully, let's use by heart loosely, didn't realize that Avatar was ripped off of that.
I guess she's not really that into Avatar. She's more into Fern Gully. So that's why
it's either that or it's like you don't assume the worst of people.
maybe. But yeah, so there's like just a sort of a brief glimpse into these things that are formative to us. So the idea of what the future holds for the next generation, like what's going to be their G.I. Joe or Transformer or Fern Gully or How to Train Your Dragon.
So right now, How to Train Your Dragon is kind of the thing.
Or maybe Kung Fu Panda. I'm like more
Cars.
of the movie.
Cars.
No,
because there's
or
no
Pixar is like a Pixar thing. Yeah. Besides knowing How to Train Your Dragon, you might also want to know how not to Dungeon Master. Podcast of our friend Derek, who interviews people from all over the RPG space, different dungeon masters and creatives aligned with
big names like James Intacaso,
and
Robert Hartley, Me!
JR.
Our very own.
Giving tips and tricks, sharing their experiences with a hobby that everybody loves. That's How Not to DM podcast. You can check it out on Spotify.
Or wherever you check
or
out
wherever
your
you want.
podcast.
Your
We assume because you're listening to this podcast, which is a Filipino podcast, that you listen through Spotify. But yeah.
Yeah. Next topic there. Yeah.
All right. I wanted to talk about retro games. Like, what are your
Ooh.
favorite? Let's define retro.
Ooh.
So, anything before PlayStation?
Oh no! I suddenly remembered some guy talking to me and telling, "Hey, I really like Final Fantasy VII. I love
my
retro
God.
games."
Oh, it is a retro game.
It
But
is.
I mean, like,
but come on, man.
I think like retro is like 10 years. So that's more than fair.
So
Mhm.
anything that's more than 10 years old.
Technically. But then by that definition, 2013 is retro. So
Yeah.
maybe no.
My favorite of I really like
My favorite retro game is The Last of Us.
I really like the retro game Defense of the Ancients.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
We started playing that when it was version point something.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it
So
was
long
super
ago.
janky in 2002.
Whoa.
Does that make sense?
Maybe no,
Two or
not
three.
two. Yeah. I think
I think two.
no. I think it's college. I think college is
I
around
think it's
nine.
it might be one.
like near
2009.
the end of college. Yeah.
Wow. I played Dota 2004 where there were only 8 heroes.
Yeah, it was like 4.
Near the end of
no,
college.
no,
Four
it was-
each.
I think there was always 8.
Yeah.
8 each. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
It's like a long time ago, but the funny thing is like all of these games that are like aren't they foundational games that and the games today will be the next generation's foundation. It's still a classic.
Oh, so it came out 2002. Yeah.
Mhm.
You're right. Second year college for me.
For me, a retro game is this game that's like on really really old software. So for me, the
I just realized Dota is 21 years old.
Oh.
can vote. It can vote.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the Dota that people know, which is like,
Defense of the
version
Ancients.
4, I think, or something.
Dota 2, you mean?
No, like Dota 1, but like version.
Oh, the most current version of Dota?
No, not even the most current. Because like we played
The
Dota when
stable.
it was point whatever, but it wasn't like people played it, but it
Mhm.
wasn't like a big thing.
Yeah.
Like people were actually playing Warcraft 3. So yeah, I think the recent, the more stable or whatever famous
Mhm.
version came out like 2004, 5, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, still almost 20 years old. So anyway, your favorite?
For me, it was it's an old game from the late 80s, early 90s called Star Control 2.
Whoa.
I don't remember this.
So
game.
Star Control 2 is
or rather, I didn't play this game.
it's an old game. There's a port now that you can get for free called the Urquan Masters. It's essentially a gigantic space game that came out in the late 80s, early 90s, where you are traveling throughout the quadrant of space that Earth is in, and you're trying to solve a mystery, gather allies, essentially save the galaxy. It's such a massive game for something that essentially ran on floppy disks.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
40 KB.
Or something.
It
It's
could have been. Like seriously.
it's crazy just how much it contains. Each star has its own planets that surround it, and each planet has its own gravity and whatnot. And then you're mining, you're harvesting minerals, you're hunting animals and stuff. It's so many things, and it's such an old game that you'd expect that, hey, this game can't be this deep, and it goes deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like Starfield, the new game.
Yeah, but with text.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was.
But it also has a very strong arcade portion where combat is actually this like thing called Super Melee, where you have spaceships that have unique abilities to the race, and then you're just flying around each other and trying to
Ooh.
fight each other.
Kind of asteroids.
Kind of like asteroids,
Yeah.
yes. Depth and play, it's comparable to, I'd say, Mass Effect. And Mass Effect is like decades and decades after, and it's just surprising. I'm not saying it's better than Mass Effect, But for me, it's something that I really, really enjoy.
For people who don't have a computer that can play anything else, then it's better.
Actually, yeah, you need a DOS box to play.
I mean, you can Google Docs box and like click the
that's
first thing
true.
you click.
That's
and
true.
So
Yeah.
it's not hard.
Hmm.
Your phone can probably run it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
definitely can.
I remember having it on
On
the
the
phone
phone, yeah.
at one point.
What are you? That's illegal.
But yeah, about you, Sushi, about like a retro game.
I'm not sure what year this was released, but it's Circus Charlie.
Oh, that's probably that's 80s.
80s.
It can be early 90s, but I think this one in particular is 80s
Yeah.
because this is Famicom.
Simple. It's a simple game.
What's the music?
Very iconic.
I
love
forget.
it.
Does the music change per
It
level?
does. I'm not sure which level. I think it's a horse or the monkey. Or the
What's the trapeze?
trap. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, the music does change. I'm glad you know the game.
Everyone, isn't it? Oh, I think not a lot of people talk about that when they talk about retro games. So it's not that big.
It's kind of difficult.
And
to
it's also
play.
you're comparing to other Famicom games which are
Right, Super
Contra,
Mario,
Super Mario
Mhm.
3, Zelda,
Mhm.
Final Fantasy. I mean, compared to those, it's like, yeah, I kind of get it.
And what was that ninja game where the
Ninja
girl was kidnapped? Is it? And then you have
That's a
to
lot of games.
you have to. I forgot the.
Isn't it-
Wait! I'll.
Isn't it
Is it
Ninja
Shinobi?
Gaiden? Ninja Gaiden.
I'm gonna
Okay.
Yeah, Google it.
the music. There were trees. You catch this ghost. You level up your
Yeah,
shuriken.
That is I think that
That is
is
Shinobi.
That's Shinobi.
It's a shinobi.
Yeah.
is it the one that has the cheat quote unquote where you go to the
The
menu? No, you go to the menu and it allows you to choose your starting shuriken.
Huh? No.
And you can bring it down to 0. If you put the shurikens down to 0 and wait there for like a few seconds, the 0 becomes infinity. And then
Oh, I didn't know that cheap.
you can do the rainbow. The rainbow shuriken is when you double jump and then press the shuriken button, and then it throws 8 shurikens in like a wave,
Mm.
and you use that. It's cool. It's a very strong move, but it uses up a lot of shurikens. But if you
Oh,
have
it just
infinite,
uses up all of it.
it uses like 8 shuriken.
Mm.
So if you have like infinite, then it doesn't matter. You just
Yeah.
kill
I think that is
everything.
Shinobi. I know this
Shinobi
game. I
is-
can see it in my head. I think it's Shinobi.
Are you able to climb trees?
Yeah.
And then there's the jumping dragon like with the big hat. It spews fire. The enemy spews
yeah,
fire.
because Ninja Gaiden looked very different. Like
Yeah.
you started on a boat or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's futuristic.
it feels like Mega Man-ish.
Yeah.
Ninja
Ah.
Gaiden
Yeah.
feels Mega Man-ish.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that. But yeah, those are the retro games.
I'll look for it and put it on my Steam Deck legally.
Shinobi,
Yeah.
SNES.
Oh,
Or
Star Control 2
Family
is
phone?
already available on Steam. Star Control 1 and 2 are
How
available.
It
much
is.
is it? Like $1?
I don't know.
Probably $1. Like I wouldn't pay more than $1 for that. Oh, did you know that like Super Mario 3 is like 40 kilobytes?
It's $4.
Oh, too much.
Oh my god, the game looks like Shinobi, but it's not Shinobi.
Wait,
Oh
what?
no. I'm gonna look for that game.
So yeah, I was saying, did you know that Super Mario 3
Uh-huh.
is only 40 kilobytes?
Huh?
Yeah, 40 kilobytes. The whole game. Like the whole game. It's like a text file. Yeah, because apparently like 1 byte is a lot when you're talking about pixel art. So like Super Mario 3 is like 8 kilobytes of it is the art. Like all of the art. And then the 32 kilobytes is the rest of it. So it has like 2 chips in the cartridge. Or wait, sorry. 8 kilobytes is just the character art and the enemies. All of the characters. Including
The
enemies and
Legend
stuff.
of
The
Kage.
sprites. Yes!
The Legend of Kage
Legend
also.
of Kage. Thank
I
you.
used to read that as Cage.
You know what what I searched for?
What?
Famicom ninja game jumping. Because I know very specifically that game had a very strange jumping mechanic.
Yeah.
You floated, yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. That's
This is
And then-
it exactly.
And then you do the ninjutsu
There's a
thing where
part 2.
the thing
when-
flashes
and the enemies just die.
and the enemies just die. Tuk.
Thank you,
Tuk.
Alvin.
Yes,
Amazing
and it
game.
was, and we did call it the Legend of Cage
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't know it was a time before Naruto, so I love the Legend of Cage.
Did you guys know about the sticking a fork in the gun thing for Star Wars?
Oh, a
What?
toothpick.
No, you needed to short it.
We used the toothpick when I was a kid, but I didn't know that
The gun.
the gun port. Yeah,
Wait, the toothpick would work?
Toothpick.
How?
I guess it's touching the connectors.
Yeah, but electricity wouldn't. Is it?
Pass through, yeah.
Yeah.
It won't
we were
short.
using we were
Do
using,
you use metal toothpick?
No, it's a toothpick. It's
Is it
I know
wet?
what you know about.
Maybe
Although
the
maybe
the
what you were doing was
toothpick was-
bending the
Maybe.
the pins for them to connect.
Maybe.
But yeah, for you guys who are not familiar, there was a Star Wars game. I think it's Star Wars 2,
Yeah.
is what it's
This is a
titled,
Star Wars.
where where you would stick a fork in the
Gun port.
port for the optional gun, which was pins. Essentially, what you're doing is shorting the ports, and if you short them, you'd get stage select on the Star Wars game.
And the thing is, the final stage of that game is so hard because it's the trench.
Oh,
it's
this
the,
is
it's the
this
trench
is
run.
one. This is Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a trench
Hope,
run.
yeah.
It's also a game that was very known. It was well known for the fact that every stage, including the first stage, you fight Darth Vader, except Darth Vader as an animal. So the first stage is Darth Vader as a scorpion.
Yeah,
The next one,
Scorpion.
Darth Vader as a bulldog. I was like, what?
What was he in the water stage?
A shark. And the thing is, the Darth Vader scorpion, I remember specifically there was a trick where you jump over him because you jump over him multiple times, like 8 or 9 times. When you hit him once, he immediately dies.
Huh.
So it's just like, what? How did that happen? He got dizzy.
I mean, if you stepped on a scorpion multiple times, yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't step on it. You just
Jump
like, jump
over.
over.
I'll jump over.
Jump
it.
over it.
Mhm.
So
Oh, I
it's
didn't know
changing facing multiple times.
I played that like the right way and just actually.
Yeah. You're supposed to. You're supposed to level up your lightsaber until your lightsaber, when you attack, it shoots a laser.
Mhm.
You remember you can
Yeah.
level up the lightsaber.
Which doesn't make. But yeah, whatever. Oh, but you had a
Situation.
problem with the trench run?
Trench run. Yeah, as a kid,
Huh, surprising.
I had very.
I mean,
very-
yeah, I had a problem with it, but I know that the trench run was easier than some of the levels for me.
I'm sure it's just that it gets boring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there was the one where you're looking for prisoner Leia,
Oh, okay.
like
And
right,
then
like where you
sometimes-
needed CTPO to translate.
Yeah, sometimes
something
if
like
you-
that.
If you hit the grate and you go to the wrong place, it's just where the alien is in the
Worm.
the trash compactor place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to the wrong place, that's what you get. But yeah, that's such a fun game.
It was a fun game, but I don't. It's not as like Super Mario 3. I just remember playing for like forever.
Oh, Super Mario is actually a good game.
Yeah, but yeah, like
was-
a proper good game.
It's a proper good game because Star Wars is like a fun game. That one's a good game.
yeah.
Mhm.
Any last thoughts?
Yeah, I mean like Super
For retro
Mario
games?
and probably nah.
Just Super Mario.
No, I just because Super Mario, you just spend so much time playing it. Because like if you use the flutes to warp, then it's fast. But if you actually want to play it level by level, then
Yeah.
there's just
And just so many different.
I just don't
types.
understand how you fit that into 40 kilobytes. But yeah,
It's amazing. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that, JR. And you, Sushi, what's your topic?
I've recently seen the film Suzume by Makoto Shinkai.
Yeah, Shinkai.
Have you guys seen that film?
I try to
No.
avoid Makoto Shinkai because
it's
they're sad. 'Cause
It's
it's sad.
really sad. I
It-
mean, Suzume for me wasn't because it was
Mm.
really it portrays someone who is really strong despite everything that happened.
It's the everything that happened is the part that I'm trying to avoid.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't really delve into the everything that's happened.
They just say
happened? Yeah, what really well
Okay.
yeah. Well, there's a, if you guys notice, Makoto Shinkai kinda has a calamity theme. Like in Kimi no Nawa, there's a comet.
Yep.
And then Weathering with You was
This is the flood, right?
yeah, flooding.
Is it Tennoki?
But
yeah, it's global warming.
Global warming. Tokyo was sinking. And then now in Suzume is earthquakes. And
so everything that Japan is afraid of.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, everything that Japan's afraid of. That's why there's always a romance that's happening there.
There was
human
a hint.
contact.
There was a hint of romance, but it wasn't. I mean, if it wasn't really explicitly said in the movie, you won't. I mean, I don't know.
Well, the male
I'm
protagonist.
I'm not a romantic person. This will be a spoiler if I say it. The male protagonist turns into a chair.
Yeah.
In the start of the for the most of the movie.
Huh?
Yeah. The protagonist is
he
chair.
turns into a chair.
I demand an explanation.
Yeah. Immediately you're like, I mean, this what you see that scene and it's like, what type of Studio Ghibli BS is this?
Wait, how?
Well,
Magic.
you know, Japan with its curses and
also
magic.
it's a curse.
Yeah, with its daijins and kamis, oni.
So he turns into a chair. The thing is, I haven't watched Suzume, but I have watched the Suzume McDonald's commercial.
Well, I'm more. So wait, he turns into a chair and
helps her in her journey of self-discovery
as
and
a chair?
healing as a chair. Yes.
Wait, is it like a talking chair?
Yes.
Yes.
And walking.
Walking chair.
It's actually
walking, running, everything.
It's actually a very
jumps.
bad chair.
So it's,
as a chair, he's a bad chair. He's so small.
Is it a stool?
He's a
stool.
He's a child's chair.
Yeah, it's a child's stool chair. It's a bad chair for an adult because she's a grown woman.
And it only has 3 legs.
Yes. It's a bad chair.
You watch the movie, it's good.
Is there an English dub?
No, I'm not sure if there's an English dub.
I don't. Yeah, for people who are new here, I can't watch non-English dub. I mean Tagalog fine, but I can't watch things that I have to read. I can't watch and read at the same time.
Yeah. But the reason why I said like the Suzume McDonald's thing is because the Suzume McDonald's commercial has more scenes of the mother than the entire movie.
Here's the thing. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Suzume's mother, yeah.
There wasn't really much scenes with the mother.
Exactly. But there's more scenes
in
the McDonald's commercial with the mom.
Wait, why do you want to see the mom?
It's because the relationship between her and her mom is like an important part of the story. It's about her accepting and coping with the mother. It's part of it.
Okay, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, part.
Yeah, is it?
She believed it was part. Yeah, so there's loss in the movie because of the calamity, right?
Yeah.
What calamity is this? Global warming?
Earthquake.
Sorry.
And then, of course, because of the earthquake, spoiler alert again, their town experienced a tsunami.
We're just gonna label this episode Suzume's spoilers.
But you still have to watch it. The art is good. The music is good.
I'm sure you still have to watch it, but people might not want to be spoiled. So yeah, we'll just go ahead with your spoilers, and we'll just
like
give a spoiler
Makoto
warning.
Shinkai does a thing where he likes to put the ending at the beginning. So he does that.
So it's like YouTube.
But
No.
you see, this movie isn't really predictable.
Even if you know the ending.
It's about the journey, I think, is the really important part of it.
And discovering your strengths. Maybe I'm not a romantic person, but there's really no romance in the.
I remember.
So it's just a chair helping a woman.
That's it. I remember I remember an interview with Makoto Shinkai talking about that, and I think he said something to the effect that he didn't really want, because he's been typecast because of Kimi no Na wa, as well as Weathering with You, Your Name, that he's like a romance
so he
director.
Did it out of, like, did it to make it a point that he's not.
Point that it's not like about the romance.
It can just be about a chair.
Yeah, no, because he has a protagonist, and Suzume, and then he has a secondary protagonist as well. It's not supposed to be a romance thing, and that's why he turned him into a chair at the beginning of the movie.
I mean, it's like the Treasure Planet thing where Disney wanted to make something with no romance, and then they made Treasure Planet, and then it was weird because it just looked like a Freudian thing.
Yeah.
Huh. How about Frozen? Frozen doesn't really have romance.
Wait, it does?
It does. Between Anna and other people,
but it's not the focus.
Yeah, it's not.
But it has it
because the love between sisters, right?
Yeah, but there's still some romance, because like Treasure Planet is like
no romance at all.
There's a guy and I mean, we'd like to think so because it's a guy and his mom.
Yeah. And I guess he has daddy issues in Treasure Planet, right?
I'm sure.
Because the pirate becomes
the thing with that's the weird thing about Treasure Planet. It just made it feel weird. Like they could have just added romance and it would have been fine. Like they didn't need to go out of their way to have no romance.
Atlantis, there wasn't any romance.
What? Milo and what's her name?
But it wasn't the focus.
It's not about it being the focus. It's just like,
it's present. It's like it augments the thing. But yeah, in your case, like in the story, like Suzume, the two most recent movies of Shinkai, the relationship between the two characters is really a big part of it. It's like the driving force of the story. Whereas in Suzume, it's not.
Or where they grow fond of each other.
Yeah, it's there's a fondness, of course. There's a connection, but it's not the driving force. Isn't it kind of like the driving force is from before? Like the reason why she's able to close the doors?
Here's the thing. They call the people who close the doors closers.
Wait,
so I'd like to think the girl is also a closer. The guy who turns into a chair, his job, I guess. That's passed down
over
from
the guy that turns into a chair.
I forgot.
He's turned into a chair. It's like he didn't choose to be that.
Why did he piss someone off? Why was he turned into a chair?
From my understanding, he was a hindrance to a god or a daijin who wanted to be with the girl. Like as a pet and owner, not romantically.
And it sounds like it's a worse situation.
Yeah,
like I don't want to be romantic with you. I just want you as a pet.
Well, actually, it was a cat. The cat was a god? The cat was a keystone who kept the door closed. And then when Suzume touched the keystone, it turned into a cat. And the cat cursed the guy. So that... well, you have to watch the movie.
How am I going to watch this and read the subtitles at the same time when there's so much happening? Is this on Netflix?
No, I don't think so.
Not.
Where did you...
All of a sudden, a lot of the Makoto Shinkai movies on Netflix disappeared.
Prime. They're in Prime Video.
Yeah. I'll need to get Prime again anyway.
Prime doesn't have... The funny thing is, even Your Name doesn't have an English dub. It's a bit frustrating.
But isn't it English in Netflix?
It's no longer in Netflix. It was
no
before.
Longer.
Yeah.
It was I know before. It was. Even the flood thing was.
Yeah.
Oh right, I watched Weathering with You in Netflix. But I don't remember that they have an English.
I mean, we just get a VPN. It's probably somewhere.
You have to
we have a
for
VPN.
Japanese possibly in Japan.
No, if you go to US, that's where everything is dubbed.
Ah, I see. All right.
With your friends Matt Mercer and Leon O'Brien.
Yeah, you don't generally
Laura Bailey.
Anyway. Yeah, you want to avoid VPNing to Netflix Japan though.
Yeah, because
I mean, there's so much anime. So
that too, yes.
Oh, but like I wasn't VPNing when we were in Japan. This was before Yu Yu Hakusho was in here. The Yu Yu Hakusho there was dubbed. So
Ooh.
Some of the things there are dubbed. That's my point. I just mentioned that specifically because that's the one we played at night in the hotel. So yeah.
Ooh. Yu Yu Hakusho Ghost Fight? Is that Ghost Fighter?
Yes,
Yeah.
Ghost Fighter,
Because my
yes.
nephews couldn't get over the fact that Hiei was Vincent and
And you have Dennis.
Dennis.
That's the funniest line read. That's the funniest line read I've ever heard in my life.
It was like
Denise.
the VO was reading it and then, oh, wait. Oh, really?
Dennis.
They were in Toy-Con. Yeah, they were in the last Toy-Con. Those guys.
That's really nice. The old voice actors from the English.
Yeah. No,
from the Tagalog.
Yeah. The English one is like Laura Bailey and stuff. So
Yeah.
Laura Bailey was the name. What's the name of the love interest?
I used to remember all of these.
The schoolgirl. Yeah, that's Laura Bailey in the English dub.
Eugene.
We're talking
Wait.
about the Tagalog.
Yeah, I'm saying Eugene. No, it's
No,
not.
that's Dragon Ball.
Eugene. It's Botan, but it's Charlene.
Charlene is
What?
Botan.
Charlene is Botan, yes. And then Kuwabara is
Alfred. I know everyone. Oh, there's a rat by your
Yes.
hand. Anyway. Yeah, I know a Jenny. I think it's Jenny.
I think it's Jenny. I think it's Jenny.
Yeah, anyway.
Are these the Netflix English dubs? Are these official?
Yeah, like the Laura
Dubs.
Bailey.
I mean, official dubs for the movie or official Netflix?
No,
only
like the
dubs?
official, like Laura Bailey, etc. So yeah,
Ah.
like the official. I don't think there are Netflix dubs that are just Netflix dubs.
Mm.
Because if anything, a lot of things don't have dubs in Netflix. So like, what's the thing everyone's been bugging me to watch, but I couldn't because it's not dubbed in Netflix? Attack on Titan.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, or at least the last time I checked. JoJo, the last season is not dubbed, but
The most recent one, you mean, right?
the last two or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if anything, they lack dubs, so they're not gonna go out of their way to dub something.
So you really don't watch even movies that are other languages if they're not dubbed in
What movie do you think is worth watching that's not?
or
Dubbed.
series.
Yeah. Which one do you think is worth watching that's not dubbed? I mean, Tagalog I can watch, obviously.
Nothing comes to mind as of the moment.
I mean, I watched. Wait, no, like, I was gonna give Money Heist as an example, but I did watch that dubbed. So when it was La Casa,
that was
what was it? Something Papel.
That
Before
was
it was
a
called
Netflix-
Money
yeah.
Heist, I watched it.
It's a Netflix original, right?
Yeah, that's why. Well, that is a Netflix dub because it's a Netflix original. Anyway,
All right. Thank you so much. Well, I don't think Makoto's Shinkai movies are about or focused on love. I mean, it focuses on the journey mostly.
Journeyman.
It's like longing, I think. That's the main thing of Makoto Shinkai is longing.
Alright.
Thanks for listening to the Random Pinoy Geek podcast. This has been Elvin with JR and Sushi. And remember, it's okay to geek out as long as you know when to stop.
Why did you do that?